Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome again to another one of my ridiculous adventures. I am still off trail after the injury I suffered while we were out hiking the Appalachian Trail in Maryland. I am seeing a podiatrist, and the solution to all of my problems, from my Achilles tendons to the pain on the top of my foot, is apparently orthotics. But with the supply chain issues going on right now, we're having to wait extra time. So until then, I'm not gonna risk my feet, so no hiking. But I am getting a bit stir crazy, and it's fall here in Pennsylvania. I really want to go see the gorgeous fall foliage, so I came up with this idea to go up north kayaking. And as soon as I checked the weather, and it was going to be beautiful, and as soon as I made my reservations, it was going to rain all weekend. But it keeps going back and forth, and I just decided, forget it, I'm going anyway. So we're going anyway. I've got the car loaded up. I've got a picnic lunch to eat out in my kayak out on the lake. We are going to Bald Eagle State Park, which is up in, I believe it's in Center County, Pennsylvania. It seems to be ending up to be the area of Pennsylvania I like the most. So it's about a 3-hour drive, and there is a very large, one of the largest reservoirs in Pennsylvania up there, which is what we'll be going kayaking on. And I have tent site reservation there in their primitive campground. So let's go along and see what happens. I may camp, I may come back. It's all going to depend on what the weather does. So let's go see what's going on up north. I made it after some scary moments on the highway where it got completely blinding raining, and we get here and the weather's still not great. So I don't think I'm going to be doing any kayaking today. But it turns out I showed up in time for the county fall festival, which includes pumpkin chunkin', and I've never gotten to see pumpkin chunkin' in person before. So I'm gonna go check out the festival, see some pumpkin chunkin', probably get some good snacks, and we'll see if the weather clears up and if I want to stay overnight. Tomorrow is looking better at the moment, so I could potentially go kayaking in the morning and then head home, but we're gonna play it by ear. Hey, I at least get to go see a fair, so let's go look around. kind of bad because this is obviously a really big community event normally. As I was coming in, there were signs all along the road advising people to pull over to the side when they were waiting in line to get into the park to make room for the through traffic. And there are cops out at the intersection, but there was no traffic. And it looks like probably 2/3 of the vendors who had signed up decided not to come out tonight. But it still is fun. I scored a couple of Christmas presents, and I decided it's starting to rain again, so I thought, well, let me go sit in the car for a little bit. I will have my picnic lunch that I brought to eat in the kayak instead of getting some of the really good looking barbecue food that's out at the stands. But I may go back and get some dessert. If it keeps on like this, I don't think I'm going to stay and camp tonight, but I'm not up to being just wet and miserable. But we're going to hold out hope that it's going to stop raining, and I'll probably go out and watch some more chunkin', try and get a little closer to some of it. But I will check back in. All right, well, I just checked the forecast, and it's going to be doing this off and on all day. Apparently, there was a tropical storm down south that broke up in a weird way, and so now we're getting all of the high winds and heavy rain from that, and it's going on a line straight north right through this area, and it's going to be all night. So I'm not sticking around for that. But what I am going to do, I'm going to take you and show you where I was going to camp tonight, just so you can see the campground, because it's an interesting campground. I really like it. And then I'm going to get back in the car, and we're going to drive somewhere else that's on the other side of that line, and we're still going to try and get some kayaking in. All right? So let's hit the road. This is the primitive campground at the Bald Eagle State Park. They have a trailer park. Ooh, hello. They have a trailer, an RV focused campground over on the other side of the lake where we were at the festival. But on the opposite side of the lake from where the festival was going on is this primitive campground. And I really like it because it is the closest thing to backpacking that you can get in a car, I think. Except maybe there are some dispersed campsites throughout the Pennsylvania system that have no facilities. Now here we have water, we have, they call them vault toilets. It's what we always used to call pit toilets. But I really like that you can RV camp in this campground. And as you saw as we were coming in, the sites that are along the road here are intended primarily for non-powered RV. If you have a pop-up trailer or anything like that doesn't need electricity, it doesn't need water hookup, this is a great place for you. And the sites along the road are great for that. But if you're here in a tent, they have the tent campsites are kind of walk-in sites. So if you look over here, you can see that trail goes up to where I was supposed to camp tonight. So you're in the woods, you're not right next to the road. It's hard for people to look into your campsite. You have some privacy even while being in such a public campground. So I really like that. I was not crazy about the vault toilets. And as you heard earlier, there is a train track that runs right next to the campground. So twice a night, you'll get a surprise of, I think they're primarily moving coal locally. I camped here. This was where I went camping alone for the first time ever. And it was 1 year ago today was my last day here. This is the last night that this campground is open for the season. After today, you're not able to camp on this side until April 15th, I believe. You can still camp over on the RV side, but it's all open field. It's not any place I'd want to go. So let me show you around where I was supposed to camp, and we'll see how it would have worked out for us tonight. Really nice that the water's right there. The bathroom is way up there though. That'd be a long walk in the middle of the night. So they have a little bridge here to give you access over the running water, so that's nice. I like the root steps. Oh look, somebody outlined the tree in rocks. That's so cute. So there's campsite over here, or picnic table over here, which is really nice. Fire pit. Like most Pennsylvania campgrounds, there's a lot of rocks. Nice tent pad if you were doing tent camping. I think hanging my hammock here would have been challenging. I probably would have to move that picnic table and use those two trees there. Well, that's not so bad. As you can see the road, but not easily. It's not right in your way. Lantern pole, and then that's just woods. You're just in the woods. So I really like these campsites. One of the other things that I really like about this campground is, in a lot of campgrounds, you don't want to camp in the sites in the middle of the loop. They're crowded and exposed, and you're looking in each other's business, and they're just not good. You want to be backed up onto the woods or the edge of the park or whatever you're looking for. Here, the campsites that are in the middle are also in the woods. So let me show you this one. So this is Site 30. It's right across from where I was going to camp. And as you can see here, we're going downhill. But it's another little trail that goes down into the woods. Oh, there's that train. Oh, that's not the train. That's the warning that they're shooting off the pumpkin cannon. But you can see you're down in the woods again. Nice and private. So you've got a picnic table and your grill. This one is a very small space. I don't know that I'd want to camp in this one, but I like spreading out a bit. But look, you can't see any other campers. You can barely see the road. Nice and private. You can put a small tent on the pad right here. So that's not too bad. Not a great place for hanging a hammock. But again, depending on what your gear is and what you're looking for, there's a lot of interesting options for camping here. So I am disappointed not to be able to stay here tonight, but I have to know my limits. I came out for fun, and getting rained on all night and then packing up wet tomorrow just doesn't sound like fun. So what I am gonna do is, it is 1:30 now, and I think I am about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from Promised Land State Park. That is the campground that we have camped at since my kids were little. 20 years we've been going to this campground. The one thing I have never done there is any kind of boating. So I think if I drive 2 hours, that'll get me there about 3:30. That would give me an hour or two to go out on the lake and kayak, and then I'll just go home, because I don't want to camp there. Well, I don't know, maybe if there are spaces available I'd camp there, but it's on the other side of that rain line. They're supposed to have a beautiful cool night tonight, so maybe it would be worth camping. But let's get over there. I'll show you the campground, or we'll go out kayaking, and then we'll see if we want to stay the night or not. I'm starting to feel a bit persecuted. It's raining. It's been raining the entire way here, and it looks like it's going to be raining for several more hours. The temperature has dropped dramatically. It's probably about 58 degrees right now, so very cold. Not a night you want to be camping when it's wet. So let me give you a few more shots of Promised Land Lake, with the promise of coming back here sometime when the weather's better, and we'll go out kayaking or hiking. There's some beautiful hiking trails around here. I'm waiting to get my orthotics. Once my orthotics come in, we'll start hiking again, and there'll be better content. This is not my best video, but if you've made it this far, thank you very much for coming along. And we'll see what happens next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.